Speaking of tag matches, though, we had a massive 10-man tag match between essentially we're getting the Hardy Empire versus Jurassic Express and Bear Country. And, Hardy is I think he's just rising week in and week out with his BTE stuff and his in-ring stuff and his promos. I really liked his promo of how he is building an empire. And the star power in this match, we love all the performers in this match. It was a great testament to that. But to me, the match really didn't hit the way I wanted it to hit. And right away, it seemed to look kind of a little chaotic, and the picture-in-picture extreme hurt this one a lot to me. It hurt. It was a lot. We did have some great points of the match that I thought were standouts. Marco Stunt really was in the ring the most, and he took a lot of the brutality, which is kind of funny.
The twist of fate. The twist of fate that Matt gave Marco. Marco, to his credit, man, he sold that so well, dude.
Yeah.
He literally got he got murked. It was like, I mean, he looked like he almost took a pile driver with the way that he landed with that twist of fate. One of the best twist of fates I've seen. I love that. I love how Matt was leaning into, again, more than happy to take the W out of all the guys in this ring. He could have gone against Jungle Boy, who we've seen the snare trap quickly becoming one of the more lethal finishers in AEW. Luchasaurus, Bear Country, of course, none of them. Matt's focusing on Marco. Typical heel, just sneaky, conniving bad guy stuff. I love that. I love that out of Matt. I thought that was very well played. I still, I think that Bear Country versus Butcher and Blade, you're getting, I think what you're seeing there is power versus power, and you really are trying to establish Bear Country as kind of that powerhouse babyface tag team. So I understand what they're doing. To me, the lack of chemistry, I think, between Jurassic Express and Bear Country and what we saw that kind of at the end of the match, after the match, those guys were kind of bickering. That kind of hurt, I think, the overall flow of this one for me. I actually really am intrigued by the Hardy Empire, as you put it. I like that. I really, really, really like what we've seen out of Private Party ever since Matt.
They're doing some great stuff.
Leaning into this heel stuff, dude. Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Queen are doing great stuff. So I like where we're going from that, from sort of a character development standpoint. I'm still curious to see how those two different tag teams gel together going forward. Are they going to get along, or is there going to be some jealousy from Private Party? You're kind of used to being Matt Hardy's boys. I'm intrigued to see where that goes. I am kind of very curious about where they go with Jurassic Express from here, because it feels like, to me, Jungle Boy's had some moments that have jumped out, especially with the FTR feud. That, man, does it feel like this kid is ready for some bigger showcase, and I don't know if his character has a lot of direction right now. I want that for him. I want that for him, and I want to see those guys get kind of refocused, because right now I don't know where they're going. After that FTR feud, it feels kind of like they're meandering a little bit, and they're too talented. I know you love those guys. I'm preaching to the choir. It's like you telling me FTR is awesome, right? But but I think that AEW, although they have a ton of tag teams, you gotta start to establish where is Jurassic Express and where do they fall into the tag team division in here. So that's the one thing that I'm kind of curious about going forward out of this. I don't know what comes of it. To me,
I love Luchasaurus in this. I love Luchasaurus in this ring.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit for a second, but I was going to say, I loved Luchasaurus in the ring. I thought he was a standout moment on that. And one of my favorite parts was when Butcher, Luchasaurus went to headbutt Butcher, and he just shook it off, and then he just hit him back, and it was so badass. He absorbed that the headbutt so easily, and just a total badass. And then I'm like, damn, this guy Butcher, when he's in the ring, he's a scary, scary man, and his look and his in-ring worth is very impressive. So this pairing with Hardy, I'm anxious to have them essentially kind of maybe do their debt collecting and things like that. We love TH2, but they are more of they're hired bounties, like they've always said, and essentially they're hired bounties. So to really lean into that,
right. That goes back to the very origins of their characters, right? I mean, like that, and Butcher has we've learned a lot about Butcher and their and the origins of Butcher and Blade. It goes back to the very origins of their character. It goes, I mean, and it also plays very smartly, like you said, SPD. It plays very smartly with Kingston now not really being not looking for mercenaries for hire. He's got a more personal thing going on with Moxley, a friendship based thing. So it leaves these bounty hunters kind of free agents. And if you're Matt Hardy, I mean, there's not. I love me some dirtbag Jack Evans. I think that Angelico and Jack, we always get robbed of seeing their entrance. It drives me nuts. I love their entrance. It's the best one of the best in AEW. But I think that if you're Matt, I get it. If Butcher and Blade are there and they're available, I think that if we could see the writing on the wall, why not throw a little extra coin and try? Even though you're broke, you're losing your first quarter earnings. Go after those guys. You got two powerhouses. I mean, we always talk about Butch being a powerhouse and a bad dude, and I love how quick and sudden his offense is for a big fella. But Blade's shredded, dude. I mean, Blade is you always talk about pound for pound strongest wrestlers in AEW, and I love your takes on that because you're the powerhouse of the Dynamite download team.
Powerhouse SPD.
That's right.
And absolute crayfish.
Absolute crayfish and powerhouse SPD. But I gotta say, I like what I think that Blade, when you see that dude, pound for pound, he looks like he could match up with pretty much anybody in this company. I mean, that dude is absolutely shredded, and his offense shows it. I mean, he doesn't really struggle when he's in the ring with the guys like Bear Country. He looks like he can hang, and he does. So I think that they got something there. I'm intrigued to see where that goes. We'll be watching on BTE to see more segments and to see how those teams interact with each other.
Absolutely, man. The BTE stuff is just pure gold.